let go of control, embrace uncertainty, and live in the moment. I think this is very powerful for everybody. Your life right now is built from your mind. Your thoughts are determining what decisions that you make, and therefore your behaviors, and therefore your results. Now, you've got to know your mind is not designed for you to do things that are uncertain or unknown. It's actually very threatened by that. You have a part in your mind called the amygdala, and that part of your mind, which is in your limbic brain, the emotional brain, is actually looking to keep you safe. It's looking for danger. It's looking for what you can fight, flight, or freeze from. And if you let that part of your mind guide you and control you, then you're gonna live a very sheltered life. We used to need that part of our mind a lot when we were living, out in the wilderness, and there was a lot of animals that we had to protect ourselves from, but we don't need that anymore. So for now, what is uncertain or unknown, before it used to be like there's a tiger, but now it's like, me, starting a new relationship or starting a new career or business, for example. And you're gonna have to make decisions in the unknown. Your life, an extraordinary life, is found in that uncertainty. So how do you get out of that? You've got to have, first of all, step number one is think that there is consequences to the life you're living right now. There is consequences in every area of your life, 5, 10, 15 years from now. What is going to happen if you don't make a decision to change or step into the unknown or uncertainty? Now, with that as well, you're going to need some new belief systems to be able to make some new decisions. One is you're going to need to trust that there is actually a force greater than yourself that is always supporting you. Whether you call it God or the universe or whatever you call that energy, life is always going to support those when their intention is to serve something greater than themselves. And I found that. I remember when I first got qualified, certified as a life coach, and I was very scared of the unknown. I was used to waiting for a school to call me up and give me work. And when they didn't, I was very upset. That meant that I was losing $300 a day just by not working that day. Then when I started my business, I started handing out flyers on the street, quit smoking flyers to get people to quit smoking. And when it got to the end of the year, I still remember it. It was the Christmas holidays, and I said to myself, right, if I'm gonna make this business work, I need to give 100% of myself every day to see if I don't have to go back to my school teaching job next year. And that's what I did. I actually took the train from the Central Coast, an hour and a half north of Sydney, and then I came down to Sydney, and I would hand out flyers, and I found clients on the street. That was unknown for me, and it was uncertain. And then I made the decision when school went back, I said, that's it. I would never step foot in a school as a school teacher ever again. And that was hard because when my business wasn't going well, I remember school would ring me up and go, Luke, do you want to come in today? And it took every ounce of my being to not, because I didn't have a client, they were gonna pay me $300. And I would say no. I went, no, I'm gonna find a client. So that's what I did. And I remember this one day where I had not seen the clients for ages. I just increased my prices and no one wanted to work with me. And my mom said, maybe you should go back to school. And I went, no. And what I said to myself was, I'm gonna make 100 calls today, and I won't sleep in my bed unless I make 100 calls. Do you know how many calls I made? 97. I got to 97 calls, and it got to about 10 at night. I'm like, I can't ring people anymore. It's quite late. I was ringing up people from high school out of the blue saying, hey, work with me. I was just, I remember being shit scared doing this. And eventually a client came, and then I got out of this situation. So trust yourself and know that there is a force greater than yourself serving you, and you will see the unknown give you the kind of life that you are looking for. Let me know what you think in the comments, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.